While the US has been honouring its dead soldiers, the government is being accused of failing to help many troops who make it back from war alive. Ex-Marines are left to adjust to life after service all by themselves, and are struggling to make sense and justify the deaths caused by the war in Iraq. RT's Marina Portnaya met one former soldier whose account of her gruelling endurance sheds light on the harsh life of a returning soldier.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Into the infinite world of literature enters this 28-year-old ex-Marine, an American who abandoned her weapon for written words to tell a story she says is kept censored from U.S. citizens.
Even though people may know that it affects us, I don't think that they understand the weight that and the toll that it takes on us, and seeing the effects of war, the literal effects, the dead bodies, the remains, the flesh. I couldn't figure out what are we doing again? Why are we doing this? And was this person's life worth this?
Jessica Goodell's memoir, Shaded Black, details a traumatic and human account of war. In 2004, Goodell spent 8 months in Iraq collecting, cataloging, bagging, and boxing the bodies of dead Marines at the Mortuary Affairs Unit, an experience no U.S. president who's declared war has ever endured.
If it was a result of an explosion, there could be several body pieces. So sometimes that would require us to, crawl under a truck or crawl into trucks, or just as you mentioned, you want to scoop flesh so that you can get it back to the families.
Goodell pieced fallen soldiers back together after receiving body bags filled with limbs. On one occasion, a bag she processed was carrying only the heads of her comrades.
We didn't know what we were seeing when we had opened up the bag. We didn't know what was in the bag when we had gotten that particular body bag. So when we had unzipped it, as soon as you pull back the flap and you see that it's heads, you immediately, look away. I mean, it's difficult to look at, but you have to look at them because you have to, put them in their respective body bag or send them to their respective family.
Nearly 4,500 U.S. soldiers have returned from Iraq in caskets, more than 1,500 flown in from America's other war in Afghanistan.
That was a Marine in my platoon right there.
For the millions who do make it home alive, many, like Goodell, are tormented by memories, post-traumatic stress disorder, depression, and substance abuse.
I couldn't leave my apartment. I didn't have friends. I didn't talk to anybody. And a lot of it you can't deal with. You don't deal with it. I suffer from flashbacks and nightmares, and I couldn't process it. I had a really hard time. I couldn't make sense of it.
More than 6 years later, Goodell says she's still searching for reasons to justify the damage and death caused by the U.S. war in Iraq. As a Marine, she did what she was told. As a civilian, she questions why U.S. leaders glorify soldiers as heroes, but neglect to speak about the consequences of their service.
I don't know that the government respects veterans, because if they respected us, I don't think that they would send us to these places to carry out what they're asking of us. So I don't think that that respect is there from the get-go.
Declaring war is the prerogative of politicians. Over the decades, U.S. wars have resulted in a reported 23 million American veterans, many left struggling to adjust to life following the battle, a shift from fighting enemies to fighting demons. Marina Portnaya, RT, New York.